The worst punishment for toxic people is their own life and who they have become. They betray, manipulate, and hurt themselves more than they hurt others, or at least in the same way. They are neither happier, nor more confident, nor better. Their actions reflect an inner turmoil that keeps them trapped in a cycle of negativity and dissatisfaction. For the chosen ones, understanding why they attract toxic people is crucial. The chosen ones radiate a light and energy that attracts others to them, including those who are deeply troubled and seeking healing. Toxic individuals are often subconsciously drawn to the light of the chosen ones because it represents something they lack but desperately need. This can include qualities such as inner peace, authenticity, and a connection to a greater purpose. However, the presence of toxic people in the lives of the chosen ones serves a deeper purpose. It tests their resilience, compassion, and limits. Toxic individuals act as a mirror, reflecting the aspects of the chosen ones that need to be strengthened. By dealing with these individuals, the chosen ones learn to assert their boundaries, protect their energy, and stay true to their path, despite external negativity. Chosen ones are naturally empathetic and compassionate, qualities that can sometimes make them susceptible to the manipulations of toxic people. Toxic individuals exploit these characteristics, seeking to drain the chosen one's energy and bring them down to their level of misery. This dynamic creates a challenging environment for the chosen ones, but also offers a powerful opportunity for growth. Chosen ones attract toxic people because their light exposes the darkness within them. However, by standing firm in their truth and protecting their energy, the chosen ones can turn these encounters into powerful catalysts for their own spiritual evolution. Their journey, although fraught with challenges, is a testament to their strength, resilience, and unwavering commitment to their higher purpose. Here are 7 signs that the person in front of you could jeopardize your path as a chosen one. How? By betraying your trust. Few things in life hurt more than being betrayed by someone unworthy of your trust. As I always say, don't use these signs to judge others. Look for more than one sign, and look for a consistent pattern of behavior, not occasional mistakes. Most importantly, don't let this video make you abandon the concept of trust. There are people out there you can, and should, trust. Remember, those who trust everyone are naive, but those who trust no one are not better people. Stay guided by your intuition and higher wisdom. Sign 1. Those who believe that other people cannot be trusted. Those who believe that others cannot be trusted often gossip and speak ill of others, harboring deep suspicion towards everyone. They declare that everyone is a liar, but they themselves are the ones who deceive. People who tell you not to trust anyone are untrustworthy. They operate from a belief system of, "I'll betray you first," and justify it by claiming self-protection. The world isn't perfect, and it's true that you can't and shouldn't trust everyone. Trust has to be earned. However, believing that everyone is untrustworthy says more about the person who thinks this than about those around them. Distrustful people are not always this way by choice. Often, a deep betrayal or disappointment has marked them, preventing them from reconnecting with others. They live obsessed with protecting themselves, putting up walls and imposing distances. Behind these suspicious individuals, there is insecurity and emotional mechanisms that hinder their potential. Their behavior can surprise us, leading us to think that those who don't trust can't be trusted. However, we need to understand how complicated it can be to fully trust the people around us. No loneliness is deeper and more painful than a lack of trust. Those who suffer from it, who exhibit evasive, rigid, and cold behavior, are not truly happy. For the chosen ones, recognizing these characteristics in others is crucial. You must navigate these relationships wisely, understanding that these behaviors often stem from past wounds. Offer compassion, but be judicious about where you place your trust. Sign 2. Those who are not easily disgusted. Those who are not easily disgusted. According to one study, there is a link between disgust and morality. People who are easily disgusted probably have high moral standards. On the other hand, those who remain completely unperturbed after seeing an accident, a bloody scene, or a gross image may be more capable of offensive behavior. However, remember that professionals such as doctors, police officers, or firefighters are used to seeing blood and disturbing scenes. So don't rush to judgment here. Understand that there is a correlation between disgust and morality. For the chosen ones, this insight is crucial. It highlights the importance of being aware of how moral standards and sensitivity to certain situations can reveal deeper truths about a person's character. As chosen ones, your keen intuition allows you to see beyond the surface. When you meet someone who seems indifferent to distressing scenes, use your discernment to understand their context and profession before jumping to conclusions. Recognizing this correlation can guide you in forming trusting relationships. It's not about being critical, it's about being wise and perceptive. Your ability to understand and navigate the complexities of human behavior will help you maintain the integrity of your path and protect your mission. Sign 3. People who are excessively kind. Being excessively kind is not a virtue. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's dishonesty disguised as, "I don't want to hurt your feelings." People who are too kind are dishonest, enabling and incapable of real intimacy. They don't say what they really mean. They are sycophantic, saying what they think you want to hear in order to get what they want, or to avoid discomfort. They enable bad behavior by saying that everything is fine, instead of denouncing unacceptable actions. They are incapable of true intimacy because they don't express their true thoughts. You can't trust them. Firstly, they don't tell the truth. Secondly, they hide the truth because they are too cowardly or have ulterior motives. Either way, when things go wrong, you can't trust someone who is too cowardly or has hidden agendas. For the chosen ones, it's essential to recognize these characteristics. Overly kind people may seem sympathetic, but their dishonesty and lack of authenticity can get in the way of your journey. True trust is built on honesty and integrity. As chosen ones, your path requires genuine connections with those who are direct and sincere. Discernment is key. While kindness is valuable, it must be grounded in truth. Surround yourself with people who are honest, even when it's uncomfortable. This authenticity fosters real intimacy and trust. Your mission is too important to be compromised by those who cannot be truthful. Be vigilant and trust your intuition. Seek out relationships that challenge you to grow, that are based on mutual respect and honesty. In doing so, you will build a supportive community that aligns with your greater purpose and strengthens your resolve. Sign 4. People who justify their terrible actions and see nothing wrong with their mistakes can be particularly damaging, especially to the chosen ones. These individuals destroy their own lives and character, undermining the very essence that could redeem them. By justifying their mistakes and toxic behavior, they weaken their conscience and strengthen the worst versions of themselves. The primary dysfunction here is the refusal to take responsibility. They are essentially telling you that they won't take on any chaos that they cause, hoping that you will accept their flimsy excuses. The scary part is that these individuals often come to believe their own excuses, losing sight of their toxicity. They genuinely see themselves as the good guys or girls, displaying zero self-awareness, zero responsibility, and zero potential for change, causing immense harm to themselves and others. For the chosen ones, it is crucial to recognize these characteristics. These people, who justify their toxic behavior, pose a significant threat to your spiritual journey. Their lack of responsibility can derail your path, pulling you into their destructive patterns. Stay away from those who refuse to take responsibility for their actions. Your mission requires you to surround yourself with individuals who are self-aware, responsible, and committed to personal growth. True strength lies in recognizing one's own shortcomings and striving to improve. Those chosen must align themselves with those who embody these principles, ensuring a supportive and uplifting environment. On your journey, discernment is key. Identify those who take responsibility for their actions and seek genuine change. They will be the ones who lift you up and contribute positively to your mission. Remember, your path is sacred, and protecting it from those who perpetuate harm through their lack of responsibility is essential. Stay vigilant, trust your intuition, and foster connections that resonate with your higher purpose. Sign 5. Wise pessimists. Here's the thing about negative people. They know how to sound like they know what they're talking about. They can sound intelligent, wise, and even reasonable at times. The danger is that they can convince you that they have your best interests at heart, or that they are trying to protect you. But in reality, they don't care about you. They just want to justify their failure, inaction, negativity, resentment, and cowardice. They want to drag you down with them. By coming forward and taking action, you force them to face up to the responsibilities they are avoiding. You shine a light on their shortcomings and unwillingness to do anything about them. These people aren't just pessimists. You can be pessimistic and keep it to yourself. These individuals are full of envy and resentment. They harbor so much bitterness and jealousy that they can't keep it inside. It will eat them alive. So, to mitigate this, they act out and try to drag everyone around them down with them, instead of taking responsibility for their miserable lives. Don't trust them. Don't believe their words. Everything they say is based on a malicious desire to bring others down. For the chosen ones, recognizing the wise pessimist is crucial. These individuals disguise their negativity with wisdom and reason, making it difficult to see their true intentions. They project their fears and failures onto others, trying to pull you into their spiral of inaction and resentment. As chosen ones, your path requires a clear vision and firm faith. Negative influences can cloud your judgment and hinder your progress. Be vigilant. Sign 6. Self-centered people. Children believe they are the center of the world. They think the world revolves around them. Some adults are the same way, never overcoming this childish belief in their own importance. This is called emotional immaturity, and one of its main components is self-centeredness. As humans, we are all self-centered to some extent. After all, we need to have our needs met and take care of ourselves. However, this natural tendency can get out of hand. Self-centered people act selfishly, considering only their own needs. You tell them about something bad that happened to you, and they remember a terrible thing that happened to them in high school. You express your legitimate needs as a friend, partner, or colleague, and they look at you as if you're being unreasonable. In conflicts, all they think about is winning or protecting themselves. When they're having a bad day or are in a bad mood, they can't see beyond themselves, their problems, and their pain. But are they bad? Some self-centered people are really bad. They see no problem in stepping on others to satisfy their selfish needs. Others, however, are just overly obsessed with themselves, with no malicious intent to hurt others. Regardless, self-centeredness makes them emotionally unavailable and unable to meet the needs of others, making it difficult to have a relationship with them. They don't have your best interests at heart because they don't even consider it. For the chosen ones, recognizing self-centered individuals is vital. These people can drain your energy and divert you from your path. They focus only on themselves. leaving little room for supporting or understanding others. As chosen ones, your mission involves empathy, connection, and uplifting others. Self-centered people can get in the way of this mission by constantly redirecting the focus onto themselves. One way in which egocentrism manifests itself is through their conversations. They often turn all discussions in on themselves, showing little genuine interest in your experiences or feelings. This behavior can make you feel ignored and unappreciated. As chosen ones, your journey requires relationships built on mutual respect and understanding. Watch out for those who show extreme self-centeredness. Although everyone needs to take care of themselves, a balance must be maintained. Surround yourself with individuals who can reciprocate support and empathy. Your path as a chosen one involves healing, guiding, and uplifting others. Protect this mission by fostering relationships with those who share your values and vision. Remember, your light is powerful, and maintaining connections with emotionally mature individuals will help you shine even brighter. Trust your intuition, stand firm in your purpose, and navigate away from those who can't see beyond themselves. Your journey is sacred, and protecting it is paramount. Sign 7. Petty people. There's a reason why women don't like petty men. It indicates many traits, such as cowardice and self-centeredness. And it's not just about money. Stingy people are usually stingy with all their resources, time, emotions, assistance, etc. Practically speaking, you can't depend on stingy people or count on them to be there for you when you need them. They hoard your resources, even if they have a lot of them. Depending on them is frustrating. As you get closer to them, you begin to see the underlying traits behind their meanness. You'll notice cowardice and withdrawal in situations where they need to make an effort. You'll sense that they don't care about anything or anyone other than themselves. In short, being stingy reveals a person's negative relationship with core values, such as courage, generosity, abundance, and kindness. Do you really want to trust someone who is the opposite of these characteristics? For the chosen ones, recognizing stingy individuals is crucial. These people can drain your energy and get in the way of your spiritual journey. Their lack of generosity and abundance mentality creates an environment of scarcity and negativity. As chosen ones, your mission involves promoting a spirit of abundance, kindness, and courage. Stingy people are not only unreliable, they undermine the very essence of what it means to be a chosen one. They don't show up when needed. Their fear of loss prevents them from giving freely of their resources. This behavior reflects a deeper problem, a lack of faith in the abundance of the universe and its ability to replenish what they give. Be vigilant against the influence of stingy individuals. Surround yourself with people who embody the values of courage, generosity, and kindness. These are the qualities that will support you in your mission and help you grow spiritually. Your path as a chosen one is too important to be bogged down by those who can't see beyond their own limitations. Trust your intuition and align yourself with those who uplift you and share the abundance of life. Protect your journey by fostering relationships with those who reflect the positive values you hold dear. Remember, your light shines brightest when you are surrounded by others who believe in and practice generosity and abundance. Stay true to your values and let your higher purpose guide you in building a supportive and uplifting community. My friends, I have listed the typical characteristics so that you know how to identify toxic people and stay away from them or know how to act when you need to deal with them in your daily life. They are self-centered and selfish. These are people with a high degree of self-centeredness and selfishness. They constantly talk about themselves, do so excessively, and completely forget about those around them. In an unconscious way, they feed their ego and are indifferent to the needs of others. Their problems or concerns are always above others, and they force others to meet their needs, even if these are insignificant or trivial. Pessimistic and negative. This is another different personality trait of toxic people. Their discourse is always negative, basically built on complaints and pessimistic thoughts. Complaints and criticism are permanent, and they always see the dark side of things, focusing their attention on problems rather than solutions. They continually victimize themselves. They quickly and easily position themselves in the role of victim. In this way, they want to be the center of attention, avoid taking responsibility for their actions, and make others meet and satisfy their needs. Envious and jealous. Toxic people tend to get carried away with any positive event that occurs to them, underestimate their achievements, or simply act indifferent to them. They usually try to discourage the other person, always finding a flaw or a but in their ideas, plans, decisions, etc. Other attitudes that denote their high degree of envy are that they try to obtain the merits of other people and tend to constantly criticize others. So it is very likely that when they are with other people, they will also talk badly about you. They take advantage of other people's efforts. They don't have much initiative. They make excuses for doing anything, and they put themselves in a comfortable position so that other people make the effort, even though, as we said before, they then take the credit for their achievements. They are also people who tend to take advantage of the goodwill of others. Unable to rejoice for others, they are unable to rejoice when someone in their environment succeeds or something happens that makes them happy, as they tend to rejoice in the bad things others do and feel envious when others are doing well. Lack of self-criticism. They never stop to analyze the situations they cause themselves or their behavior, so they don't see their mistakes even if they act well, or on the contrary when they make a mistake or cause harm to those around them. Vain. Another characteristic of toxic people is that they are arrogant and haughty, always exalting themselves and boasting about their physical, intellectual, etc. qualities. On many occasions, the fact that they believe they are superior to others and have an inordinate ego means that these people don't learn anything from others, which can lead them to be somewhat ignorant on certain subjects. Unhappy. Although outwardly they may appear otherwise, toxic people are said to be truly unhappy because their negative thoughts and attitudes do not allow them to live in peace and harmony with those around them. Toxic people often resort to lying or distorting the truth in order to protect their interests or their own image. They may make up stories, exaggerate facts, or omit important information in order to put themselves in a more favorable light or to avoid confrontation. The excuses they offer for wrongdoing are usually empty and lack genuine accountability. If they fail to keep a commitment, they may invent an elaborate excuse to deflect blame instead of admitting the mistake. These excuses are a form of manipulation, as they try to smooth over the situation without taking real responsibility for their actions. This pattern of lying and making false excuses is damaging because it destroys trust, prevents the formation of an authentic and honest relationship, often leaving you in a state of uncertainty and doubt about sincerity and integrity. These people use destructive communication as a way of exerting power and influence over you. They can often use cutting words or sarcastic comments not only to criticize, but also to diminish your self-confidence. For example, in a discussion about life choices, they may devalue your opinions or experiences, making you question your own ability to make decisions. In addition, passive-aggressive behavior, such as giving short answers or making promises you have no intention of keeping, is a common tactic for creating an environment of uncertainty and emotional dependence. These seemingly small actions can accumulate and create a significant impact on your self-esteem and perception of reality, making it difficult for you to trust your own perceptions and feelings. This type of personality often adopts a victim role, avoiding taking responsibility for their own faults or mistakes. In any unfavorable situation, they quickly shift the blame onto others, refusing to look at their own actions. For example, if a project at work doesn't go well, instead of reflecting on their own contribution to the failure, they blame colleagues or external circumstances. This attitude can be extremely frustrating for those who deal with them, as it prevents any form of constructive problem solving. Furthermore, this constant posture of victimization can lead to a cycle of negativity, where they never learn from their mistakes or improve their behavior, as they always find a scapegoat for their failings, thus maintaining a toxic and damaging pattern of behavior in their interpersonal relationships. You may have heard of the English term gaslighting, and the truth is that there is no equivalent word in Portuguese that captures its essence. However, it can be described as psychological manipulation or distortion of reality. This is a sophisticated and insidious method used by toxic people to plant doubt in your mind about your sanity or memory. By distorting reality, they make you question your experiences and perceptions. For example, if you report a specific incident, the toxic person may deny that it happened or alter the details of the event to make you doubt your version of the facts. They may also discredit your emotions, saying that you are exaggerating or being too sensitive. This kind of behavior creates an atmosphere of confusion and insecurity, causing you to gradually lose confidence in your own memories and judgments. This psychological manipulation is particularly dangerous, as it can lead to an erosion of self-esteem and an emotional dependence on the toxic person, who keeps you trapped in a cycle of doubt and uncertainty. They use guilt as a weapon to exert control over the other person. By making you feel guilty, for example, for not living up to their expectations or for not following their wishes, they manipulate you emotionally. This tactic aims to make you question your actions and decisions, creating a sense of debt or obligation, and undermining your self-confidence and autonomy. So, my friends, recognizing the patterns and behaviors of toxic individuals is the first step to freeing yourself from their influence. Identifying and avoiding toxic people is an important step in protecting your emotional and mental well-being. By recognizing the signs of narcissists, manipulators, constant critics, victimizers, and toxic friends, you can take steps to limit their influence in your life. Chosen ones must learn to identify these traits and understand that the actions of toxic people are more a reflection of their internal struggles than something personal. By keeping this perspective, the chosen ones can protect their energy and continue to shine their light. Remember that you are not responsible for changing someone else's behavior, but rather for taking care of your time. Set healthy boundaries, surround yourself with positive people, and don't be afraid to end relationships that you can't fulfill. If you're still around, you're part of the loyal circle of wisdom seekers. Through your support, I can continue creating videos and passing on enlightening knowledge. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like it, and comment if this video resonated with you. Thank you for being part of this community. I wish you a life filled with abundance. May you receive abundant blessings today.